We were so incredibly poor that I never ate like a fresh piece of fruit. I do remember struggling, fighting with my brother over a banana because that was the one banana we got for Christmas.
I had traumatic experiences in the country I came from. 3, 2, 1, go.
I remember everything. I came here, I was 29 years old. I'm not, but my daughters were baby when we moved here. We experienced the explosion. So at the very first explosion in my area, 1 week later, I was here in LA.
My mom immigrated to America about 2 years before me and my brother did. So for those 2 years, I didn't see her, I didn't really hear from her. I was small enough to, at one point, forget my own mom. Like I knew I had a mom, but I didn't remember, her specifically. And so that was really traumatic. She immigrated from Bulgaria, that's my home country, and we were so incredibly poor that I never ate like a fresh piece of fruit. I do remember struggling, fighting with my brother over a banana. That was the one banana we got for Christmas.
I feel welcome in America. 3, 2, 1, go.
I feel fully welcome in this country, and I realize I harbor privileges as a white person, an educated person, but the same can't be said for, people of color, people who have immigrated and still have their accents, such as my mom. My mom still has a strong accent, has been told to go back to her home country, has been told by employers that, she's a little bit too this, that at the workplace. And so I strongly agree, but my mom probably wouldn't.
LA gave me a roof that no one else gave it to me. Even though with my broken English and with my accent, I got opportunity to work in the highest department stores. All I felt is welcome and love.
When I came here with my parents in the 90s from Kosovo, we were greeted basically with open arms. We had a kind of like a foster family kind of situation where they took us in, they gave us a guest room, and we lived there for a few months until we got on our feet. Today, I feel welcomed here. I don't feel out of place.
My family has felt pressure to assimilate. 3, 2, 1, go.
So every time we were home, we spoke Cambodian as much as possible, but feeling the need to assimilate what my parents had went through, and they didn't know who to trust, even their own people. So when they came here, they were just telling me, hey, stay in your lane, do what you're supposed to do, be as, I guess you want to say, American as possible. So it was tough to really separate the two, and I felt like I had to be American, so.
When I talk to my friends, if I say, hey, I'm Albanian, I'm from here, they ask me what are words you can say in Albanian? How's your culture like? And they were always very interested in what, where I come from, my culture. And so that's why I never really felt very pressured to be completely American. I felt like I could always kind of have a bit of both.
I have a lot of responsibility of being American right now, because for the past 7 years I've been just proving myself and achieving and learning the language, and now the responsibility is so big. I'm not only Syrian, I'm also American. I got my citizenship this year, and it's a responsibility to pay back what I took from this country.
My people that came over all wanted to assimilate. They all wanted to have the Thanksgiving turkey, which is, for Thanksgiving, but we also have the rice and beans with it.
Do you feel like the assimilation happened naturally, or was there pressure?
No, I think it happened totally naturally. It was like, let's be thankful that we're here and that this great country is giving us everything.
I support the immigration policies of President Donald Trump. 3, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think there's got to be a reason that when we come here, that we come to make the country better and not take from the country. And I think that he wants to make sure that everybody who comes across the border is people that we know.
My dad is 75 years old, well-known doctor back home in Syria. He visited America 5 times with zero intention to live here and take advantage of the country. At 2017, since the Trump ban, they canceled his visa, and now I cannot see my dad.
I think the ban on Syria is because of what the turmoil that's going on in Syria right now is the problem.
I don't agree with building a wall, and I don't agree with separating children from their families under the guise of saving the children. It's really sickening, and I don't agree with it at all.
Refugees of all cultures are accepted equally in the United States. 3, 2, 1, go.
A lot of Americans, they have fears from us. And they don't know what happened or the struggles we went through. We're talking today about LA, but in other states, they have like a huge red flag about the refugees.
In Miami, when we arrived, it said no dogs, no Cubans.
Oh.
But I also think that there's a fear of some refugees when you don't know what they're coming for and what type of refugee is. Today's refugees that you see on television are somewhat different. They're trying to say that illegal immigrants are refugees. And I think that that's where we start having problems. You can't compare someone coming from El Salvador or Guatemala or Nicaragua who are not going to be killed like we were if we didn't leave. We are really refugees because of where we were forced to leave or we would have died.
I partly agree with what you were saying, that the difference, but they're still trying to escape like how we did when we were younger. And they just wanted a better life. And I think that's something we should think of when we think of either both immigrant or refugee.
Not everyone is entitled to come to a host country. 3, 2, 1, go.
I guess we all agree.
Sure.
But I think we all agree because we are refugees.
Yes.
And we had to come in the right way. You know, I don't think everybody should be allowed in. I think it should be because you want to come in and assimilate and be part of the American dream.
I agree with you. It has to be a program. Like me, after 6 months, I got my papers. I was working, paying taxes, going back to school. My kids were in the school, so we were good to this country. You know what I mean? We didn't mess around. America is for everybody, I got it, but it has to, like a test, 1-year program. This is for me, because you don't know everybody.
I think I didn't understand the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Not everyone is entitled to come to a host country.
Oh, okay.
Why?
If a human being is suffering in their home country, I believe that as human beings, they have the right to seek a better life for themselves. Maybe even if it's through illegal means. These people are looking for better lives for themselves and for their kids, just like we all are.
I think that what is happening today, a lot of the people that are coming into our country aren't here to be Americans or produce better for America. They're here
To take advantage.
to see what they can take.
I've experienced it from both ends. I served in the US Army, so I'm familiar with a lot of American-born individuals who take advantage of that system, but they're not immigrants, they're not refugees. When we vilify them, that's when I think there's an issue. Showing empathy and showing even sympathy, that's something I want to express.
If I have children, I would want them to grow up feeling truly American? 3, 2, 1, go.
I have 3 daughters, 15, 12, and 10. They love it here and they don't have an accent, they don't have any issue. And also they speak fluently Arabic at home because my mom doesn't speak English. I want them to take the best of our Syrian culture and also the best of being American.
I want them to have Bulgarian roots. I want them to speak the language. I've also lived in Australia, and the more that I grow up, I actually don't feel like I'm missing a home. I feel like I have 3 different homes. Australia, America, Bulgaria. And I just feel richer. And I want that same advantage for my children.
Thank you.